All right, we are headed to a game 3. Welcome into our Cubs Recap live podcast. They just finished game number 2. Cubs get shut out by the San Diego Padres by a score of 3-0. I did not think it, obviously not a good day for the offense. I did not think Craig Counsell had a great day today either.
Yeah, well, let's just unpack before we get into the Counsell decisions and the ones that he made prior to the game and then the ones that he made in game. This was a race to who's going to get the lead through 5 first. It's very similar to yesterday's game, to be honest with you, Cap. Who's going to get the lead first and whose bullpen was going to be able to take over? To me, the Padres had the advantage from the start. And this gets into the decision-making about doing the opener in Imanaga, okay? The Padres had the advantage from the start by setting up their bullpen the way they wanted to and knowing how they had Dylan Cease on the mound. Right? Dylan Cease didn't go far in the game. He could have lasted 4. I think he went 3 2/3, but have shut out baseball, struck out 5. And then they went from there and just absolutely dominated. We'll get into Mason Miller and how filthy he is in a second.
Oh, God.
But this game came down to one matchup and one bad decision in a series of bad decisions for Craig Counsell. Because I don't disagree with you. Like, this is not just about piling on. Like, okay, here we go. It's the Craig Counsell game. No, I don't. I've been adamant, and we've talked about this leading up to last week. I would have not started Shota Imanaga in any game this series. I wouldn't have. And I'm counting today as a start. You only had an opener today because your starter, Shota Imanaga, had an ERA of north of 6 in September and north of 7 in the first inning all year. That's why you tried to get cute and do the opener with a guy who isn't comfortable doing it.
Correct, because our crack research staff, this guy, here at the Recap, Andrew Kittredge has made 15 starts in his career for a total of 25 2/3 innings. What does that tell you? He only starts as an opener. As an opener in his career, he's got an ERA of 5.26, 15 starts, 25 2/3 innings, 15 earned runs allowed, and 30 hits. Oh, and shockingly, first batter got a hit, second batter got a hit, double steal when they don't pay attention. You got men at second and third, and Jackson Merrill drives in the game-winning run because he gets a sacrifice fly to right, 1-0, and the Cubs did absolutely nothing offensively today. I'm more than a little ticked off, though. The final 2 runs came on a Manny Machado home run, and that was just flat-out bad managing.
Yeah, Randy says it well. He showed a pitched well. Bad pitch to Machado that we all agree should have never happened. I would have started Colin Ray today from the start because I am about, and so are the playoffs, Cap, about riding the hot hand, riding the hot bat. And Colin Ray outpitched Shota Imanaga in September. It's a fact. The numbers tell you so. At home, away, and in the month. And I know that the Padres have more left-handed hitting than any team in baseball. I know that. Then why the hell was Shota Imanaga facing a righty when the time came to make the change? And then when I would have made the change, if backing up Shota Imanaga, I would have backed him up with Colin Ray, who ended up later in the game striking out who?
Manny Machado. So here's the situation. 5th inning. You are down 1-0. 1-0. You can run into one, and all of a sudden you're in a tie ball game. 3-0 with Mason Miller and Suarez and all those dudes down there. Guess what? You're in big, big trouble. 2 outs and a man at second. Tatis had walked. He's now standing at second base with 2 outs. Here comes Machado. I would like to ask Craig, please give me some reasoning why you would let that guy who has a penchant for giving up home runs, who's a lefty facing a righty, why would you allow him to face Manny Machado? There is no possible earthly reason you would do that. Or if you want to walk Machado because you're hell-bent on leaving Imanaga in, the guy on deck's a lefty. So why wouldn't you walk him and face Jackson Merrill with Imanaga? You didn't do either, and guess what? He hung a splitter. It sat right there. Hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. Bam! And it just landed in freaking Winnetka.
And did you hear Manny Machado's in-game interview with our buddy Jesse Rogers?
It was great, by the way.
He said, I saw that pitch in the at-bat before. The difference was this one he left up, and I knew it was coming. Which is why you saw the reaction from Manny Machado as soon as he hit it. And it's why you saw Fernando Tatis Jr. It's right at the shortstop position, turning around the second the ball was hit off the bat, and he knew it was gone. And that's the problem. You don't have room you have no margin for error in a best of 3 series, none. And quite frankly, you don't have margin for error in a best of 5 or best of 7, but you sure as hell don't in a best of 3 when when a lot of times you don't have tomorrow. Ask the New York Yankees about margin for error right now. Ask the New York Yankees about it, because they could be cooked tonight too. And the Cubs put themselves in a bad hole today, in my opinion, for decisions that were made before the pitch was even thrown. I wouldn't have started. I wouldn't have put a guy in position. The whole job of a manager, Kap, the entire job,
a head coach, whatever it is to put your team in position to win,
succeed.
But to succeed, the end, the players have to execute. A basketball 100%. Coach could diagram the greatest play, and the guy blows the layup, and guess what? You don't score. Managers, coaches don't score. They put you in position for you to succeed.
So you got a bullpen. I mean, I haven't looked at the splits of every one of your bullpen arms. I haven't. Sorry. Guilty as charged. But Michael Soroka spent an entire big league career making starts. He just is a recent transition to bullpens. There's not one guy that when I look at the splits and say, this guy's first inning numbers are 0.89 in the first inning. If I'm looking for 1 inning, that's the guy I want. Not a guy who's shown discomfort doing so in Tampa Bay, who's been the king of the openers for years and years and years and pretty much introduced openers. And you get a guy who's been good. Kittredge has been really good. He was really good yesterday. But today, he shouldn't have been put in that position, in my opinion. And the only reason he was put in that position is because you were forcing yourselves to start a guy who showed you he's not good enough right now to do it. He's not. And it showed Imanaga, to be honest with you, should get a hat tip today, because for the 3 innings he pitched, he did pitch really well. But this game, Dylan Cease in a normal game is pitching at least 5 innings today. Mike Schilt he didn't give a damn. The second that Cease made a mistake to Seiya Suzuki, he hung a slider. It was a double down the line. He intentionally walked Carson Kelly, and boom, gone, because they didn't have tomorrow booked on their calendar. And that's the type of stuff in big league games, in the playoffs, the managers, it's a chess match. And Mike Schilt today won.
Yeah, we had a former big league pitching coach texting us during the game, and he said exactly that. He said, "What have I tried to teach you?" Said, "Matchups?" He said, "Exactly. So why are you letting Imanaga face Manny Machado?" He said, "It made absolutely no sense. That was a horrific decision that put a 1-run game out of freaking reach."
Yeah, when you
got to be better than that, Craig Counsell.
Yeah, because you don't have their bullpen. And this is another thing. And Laz, I want to get to this comment here in a little bit. Stay positive, like you were saying yesterday. Still 1 game away from winning the series.
Agreed.
100%. There's a boatload of comments in here that I really want to what are you people doing? I mean, I got people that are saying PCA should be off this team. I mean, please get Tucker, Hap, and PCA off this team. I mean,
what are we doing, people? What are we doing?
But there are a lot of people like Dave who are going, "What the hell was today? Like, why are we doing the opener?" And I agree with you. And that's what I wanted to get to. And I want to get to this comment by Steve. And I know it's so lengthy that we're doing one of these. They were doomed the minute Jed put his money back in his wallet at the deadline. It's a great comment by Steve.
Except it wasn't a money thing. It was a prospect thing.
Fine. Ask the San Diego Padres how that worked out.
Correct. There wasn't a money thing for them either, but they gave up the number 1 prospect in baseball, and wisely so, to get Mason Miller, who's just filthy.
Yeah, and guess what? That's the price of doing business.
Exactly.
And in the postseason, those moves show themselves.
Agreed.
They're showing themselves, and I bet you Mason Miller's got bullets left in the arm for tomorrow.
No question about it.
If that game is tied, or if it's a 1-run game late, you don't have tomorrow. Mason Miller was acquired for one reason, to shove it to the team they're playing in the postseason. And right now, that guy has faced 9 batters and struck out 8 of them.
He's amazing.
Hit 104 on the gun. 104.
104. It's the fastest recorded pitch in the history of the playoffs.
I don't question the effort today. Like, give that game 1 effort. I'm not questioning effort today. Like,
they just got beat.
Dansby Swanson played another great defensive game today. Okay. I mean, this stuff of David, it was great fun for a day. We'll see you next year.
Yeah, David Strom, you know what? That's just a dumb comment. Sorry, got to call you out. That's just foolish. You are a front runner because yesterday you were probably prancing around all excited. Now they lose one game. They got another game tomorrow, and you're throwing in the towel. You should just go to bed then. Go to bed, maybe take a little trip to Door County, and don't have a TV on. That's just a silly remark. And then you're better than that.
Yeah, if you guys are going to bring it, we're going to bring it back. But Big Fudge and a lot of other people, this Ian Happ disdain, okay? He's 0 for 8 in the series with 5 strikeouts. I understand that. But who exactly right now is saying, screaming, pick me to hit third? Because Ian Happ down the stretch was one of your, if not your best hitter in the second half. He was right there with Michael Busch. Happ batting third was atrocious. Career numbers off Cease, definitely something. Yeah, he's what, 1 for 23 with 12 strikeouts now?
Yeah, he's horrible against Dylan Cease.
Fine. Look at the Cubs. They came in at this game as a team hitting 194 off of Dylan Cease. Again, we can sit here and nitpick Ian Happ's placement in the batting order. But Michael Busch went 0 for 3. Nico Horner 1 for 4. Happ 0 for 4. Tucker had a 9th inning single. Suzuki had the double that I mentioned off of Cease. Carson Kelly 0 for 2. Pete Crow Armstrong. If you want to talk about a guy that looks lost at the plate, PCA 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Dansby 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Matt Shaw 0 for 2. Who is screaming, get me up in the batting order because I deserve it? Nobody. This is playoff baseball. The San Diego Padres have the best bullpen in baseball. And until further notice, I'm expecting box scores like this tomorrow too. I don't know who's going to win the game. I'm assuming Jameson Taillon. I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, we haven't got word yet on what they're going to do with their pitching plan. I mean, obviously it'll be all hands on deck, but I'm assuming Taillon will get the start, and the start will be against Yu Darvish. He is starting for the San Diego Padres, and they'll, I'm sure, have a full complement of relievers. But again, if you can't score, you can't win. That means you got to hold them down. You have got to play it like your life is on fire. You have to. Why he allowed Imanaga to face Machado is beyond me, and I hope somebody in that press room has the temerity to ask him about it.
You have to. Otherwise, what's the point of meeting the media if you're not going to ask him about it?
Agreed. Totally agree with you. You got to get to Yu Darvish early. He's got great stuff. He's got a mixture of pitches. He's got 6 different pitches. You've got to get to him early.
Landon's saying it's hard to complain about Shota when you score 0 runs. That's a fact, too. The Cubs were just 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Even with the 4 hits they had, they were 1 out, 2 out singles, boom, inning over. I mean, look at the 9th inning. You get the 1 out single from Kyle Tucker and a good at bat from Seiya Suzuki at the end, a 9-pitch at bat. But folks, that bullpen has an ERA, I think, of 3.06 for this season. And in the playoffs, it's only going to go down from there. Thomas, 24 strikeouts is unacceptable.
Agreed. Now, I think 8 of them are against Mason Miller, and he is ridiculous.
Jeremy, we expect it to be Jameson Taillon tomorrow. Not a bullpen game, but it could be a bullpen game as quickly as look.
He will have a very short leash.
The leash is already tightened. John, thank you. I appreciate you being here. PJ Flyer saying, calm down a bit and focus on game 3. Trust me, those who are most upset right now are probably sitting on screens like this or in post-game shows on the radio or television, not the Cubs clubhouse. Do you think, Cap, we've both been in a ton of losing clubhouses in the playoffs, okay? What do you think the Cubs clubhouse? Paint people a picture right now of a team that has a shot to advance to play Milwaukee tomorrow. What do you think that clubhouse is looking like right now?
I would hope that they are chomping at the bit to get out there and play. You're given an opportunity, win one game in your building. Let's go. I don't think there's a lot of sense of panic whatsoever. It's a veteran group. There's a lot of guys that have been in this position before. Hell, 2016, that team was down 3-1 in the World Series, you guys. Quickly we forget. David and Guff, let's be realistic. We have to bench PCA. He's terrible. He's an automatic out. Put Happ in the 8th hole. Here's what I always say about First of all, you got a Gold Glove outfielder. You're not benching Pete Crow Armstrong. He is a Gold Glove outfielder. Who are you playing out there? Kevin Alcantara? Come on, man. Be better than that.
And that's my question. When people fire this guy, bench that guy.
And give me your
I want a
plan?
solution. I want a solution. So you moved Ian Happ to the 8 hole. Okay, that's fine. Who's hitting third and playing center field in your lineup card? And I'm just being honest. Who is going to be a better option? Anthony, I'm late to the party. I realize the Cubs are only one victory away from going to the next round, but I'm extremely concerned and so far disappointed about the offense. I don't think anybody's
fair. We're all concerned about the offense.
Yesterday, the top 3 hitters who today were 4 for 11 with 2 RBIs on the big home run. They had 3 runs scored. The Padres top 3, 4 for 11. Yesterday, you know what they were, Cap?
0 for 11.
0 for 11. What do you think the sense of panic was in the San Diego Padres clubhouse?
Because if some of you are saying that were Padres fans, you'd have wanted a bench Tatis, move this guy down. Folks, this is the team that won 92 games. This is the team you are running out there in large part tomorrow.
Yeah, and we see, like, this was Al saying, our manager sucks. Listen to his post-game comments. Excuses. I really don't know what you – I mean –
look, I've been as hard on Craig as anybody. They did win 92 games.
But what do you want him to say? I know what we all want him to say, okay? But what do you – Cap, I'm asking you now as a guy who's been hard and is being hard on him today, and I think rightfully deserved. What do you want Craig Counsell to say tonight? You want him to write a script. What do you want it to say?
I want him to say, look, we did not do anything offensively. I should probably have not had Shota in there to face Machado. That's on me. That's what I'd like him to say. I don't think he will, but that's what I'd like him to say. But if we don't score tomorrow, we're going home. So we better bring our hitting shoes.
Court, thank you. Finally, there's somebody out there. Like, the atmosphere should be electric tomorrow. And because it's at Wrigley Field, the Cubs have pulled out some stops. Jake Arrieta was there yesterday. Eddie Vedder, I guess, just has the mic until further notice in the 7th inning stretch. But I expect them to pull out all the stops tomorrow. Just so you guys know, looking at tomorrow, we don't know the time yet of the game because of the other games. So here you go. Game 3 possible start times. If there are 3 other games on Thursday, meaning all 4 series go to a game 3, which I think is unlikely, it'll be a 2:08 game again. If there are 2 other games, which we already know there's one, we already know that the Guardians and Tigers are playing. If there's 2 other games, it's a 4:08 or 5:08. And if there's 1 other game, meaning which the current scenario is there's 1 other game, it's a 6:38 game. So they could play as early as 2, as late as 6:30. I would think that they're going to probably play in that middle slot, that 4 or 5 o'clock, because I don't see the Reds winning tonight, but who knows? It's baseball. We'll see what happens. But
so you're guessing they were what time?
My guess is that they'll be in that mid-afternoon. My guess is maybe the Yankees tie it up tonight and the Dodgers sweep. Now, if the Red Sox sweep, Dodgers sweep, the Cubs will play at 6:38. If everything splits, if the other 2 games split like the first 2 have today, it'll be a 2:08 start again.
If everything splits.
If everything splits. So basically, if the Yankees win tonight and the Reds win tonight, the Cubs will play at 2:08 tomorrow.
All right.
Bill Murray at the game tomorrow for good luck. I mean, come on, folks. It's like saying the 85 Bears.
Yeah, we don't need Bill Murray. I'm sure he's a great Cubs fan. Bill Murray's not going to be the good luck charm in the stands.
History and whiskey. This is what the 2025 Cubs are. One day score 10, next day get shut out. Need to get an early lead and hold one. Padres bullpen's not too good.
No, is
too good. Yeah, Padres. Yeah.
By the way, the Colorado Rockies just announced that general manager Bill Schmidt has stepped down from his role as GM, and they'll open a search. Cub fans are tweeting, Carter Hawkins is totally great. Hire him.
Maybe they'll extend Chris Bryant. Who knows?
There you go.
TR, there's a lot of hate out there. A lot of Cubs are done. John Cusack. Come on, guys. We don't need to recycle the same celebs. Jack, every Cubs fan could have told you the script for today. Shota gives up a home run. Cubs couldn't muster any offense against the Padres bullpen. No wonder the atmosphere seemed flat. Pre-game, it seemed great. Atmospheres are flat when you're down 3-0 late in the game.
Atmosphere flat. They just didn't hit.
Cubs
tip
need
your cap to Dylan Cease and tip your cap to Mason Miller and Robert Suarez.
Here's what you do. Here's what I would say. TR, we will talk about the Chicago White Sox on the White Sox Recap podcast. So I appreciate you. It's over. Tear this thing down. Next deadline, says Patrick.
Oh, Patrick, go to bed. I'm not even going to engage with idiocy.
It is idiocy. And here's what I'm expecting tomorrow. Well, here's let me put a bow on today. Today's plan failed. It's as simple as that.
It did.
Andrew Kittredge allowed a run in the first inning, and right out of the gate, you put yourself in a hole by allowing Shota Imanaga to come into the game. And Shota came in 1, 2, 3 in that second inning, and I looked at you and said, well, maybe you should have started the game. It's just not that easy. You make a plan fails, you have to move on to the next day. Luckily for the Cubs, they have a next day. I would have preferred, if you were going to start Shota Imanaga, to do today's plan tomorrow. I would have.
Maybe.
I would have tried to get today with the guys, to me, that got you there. What do you got? You got anything?
I'm looking to see if
there you go. Craig Counsell said they considered walking Manny Machado.
Considered? Guess what? That was horrible managing.
What? Considered?
Horrible managing. I gave him all his flowers yesterday. I thought he did a really solid job. That decision, just absolutely an awful decision. And for being the highest paid manager in the sport, I expect greatness for that money. If I go to a great restaurant and I spend a lot of money on a great steak and a great bottle of wine, I don't expect to get dog food. That was a terrible decision.
Craig Counsell on the decision to face Manny Machado. Here's the exact quote. The results suggested we should have done something different. I really just had confidence in Shota. That's a shitty response.
Yeah, that's a terrible
response from a guy.
He also just said on our Game 3 starter, we're going to discuss it.
We're silent because it's a good thing I'm not a Cub fan. I'd probably flip this computer by now. And you might not like that hearing that if you're listening to this, but I'm trying to give you the 30,000-foot view here. Yeah. Because I'm sitting next to a guy who bleeds the damn color.
I was furious when that happened. Furious.
I mean, Ballesteros should start ride the flipping hot hand. God, I mean, Colin Ray should have been in the goddamn game today. Way before he should have been in the game. Way before he came in the game.
Yeah,
he should have started.
3-0.
He should have started the game today, and he should have been the first to back up Shota Imanaga in the sign of trouble. And you let it happen because your gut told you. And a guy who had more analytics in Milwaukee than the analytical department at Harvard, who relied on them day in and day out, and now for the first time is going to go with his gut. I don't know, $8 million, whatever. David Ross wants to get back in the game. He probably will. $8 million. And you went with a guy who's given up 21 fucking homers since the All-Star break and has an ERA north of 4 at Wrigley Field this year and has an ERA north of 6 in September and has an ERA north of 7 in the first inning. I like Shota Imanaga, but 32 home runs, I'm sorry. I'm trying to win a playoff game, and I'm trying to avoid maybe the best closer who's got the most velocity and the highest velocity in the history of the game because your gut fucking told you that. You didn't earn that, Shota. Sorry. Dylan Cease, if anyone, should have finished the fourth inning. If any of the pitchers out there, that's the guy who should have finished the fourth inning.
Like
but you know what happened? You know what happened?
Out.
You hung a slider and Dylan Cease, his leash, boom, out. Because Mike Schilt knew their bags are sitting in the hallway at Wrigley Field because they might be getting on a plane tonight. And hey, Craig, guess what? Now yours are too. You better figure it out in 24 hours.
I'll have to get you one of these Cubs shirts.
Oh, well,
that passion? Come on over.
No, it just pisses me off, man. For 3.5 years, we've had this channel. We haven't had a playoff team on any side of town. And for 5 years, we haven't had a playoff team, and you can barely count 2020 as it is. And this team hasn't won a playoff series or a playoff game in 8 years. This city deserves more.
Good.
This city deserves better. It does. Your fan base deserves better. The South Side fan base deserves better. West Side, North Side, it doesn't matter which side. This is ridiculous. And you know what? We might be sitting here tomorrow celebrating the Cubs and previewing game 1 right up 294. And I hope we are. I really do. I hope we are. But not because of bad decisions, because of great decision-making and great execution on the field. That's it. I don't want to see quotes that say, the result suggested I just had confidence in Shota. I don't.
It's a terrible look. It's a terrible comment. There is not another manager in the sport that would have let him face Manny Machado. We got outmanaged today, but when you don't score, it doesn't really freaking matter.
I like Jay True. Hooters getting a little plug here. You know what's going to happen tonight, though? I'm going to sleep okay, Cap. I am going to sleep okay. You know why?
Tell me.
I think you know why. Our friends at Sinus and
Snoring MD.
Yeah.
Why do you think I don't snore anymore? Sinus and snoringmd.com. My wife, one day, I was leaving for work. I said, hey, how'd you sleep, hon? Not good, because all you did was snore. And our friend John, his daughter works for Sinus and snoringmd.com. You need to call them. I am tired of you snoring through the night. So I went to see the doc there, and guess what? No more snoring. That's right. We sleep like babies now. Thank you, Sinus and snoringmd.com.
Locations in Oak Creek, Kenosha, Mount Prospect, Lombard, and monthly pop-ups in Elgin. The phone number, 847-886-0875, 847-886-0875. Sinus and Snoring MD, proud partner of the Recap and the Cubs Recap podcast. And Bruce Levine is reporting, and I'm sure this is coming from Craig, or Bruce Levine's reporting because Craig said we're going to talk about it. Bruce is saying it will be Jameson Taillon. Not
a shock.
So I don't really know what you have to discuss because you unleashed some of your bullpen today as it is. You got to have a guy give you some type of depth tomorrow. If Jameson Taillon's not pitching, what's the point of having him?
And if he does not pitch well at the beginning, you got to get him out quick. You can't go, well, my gut tells me that he can face whoever it is. That's it. Tough loss, 3-0. Keep your head up. Wake up in the morning, grab a cup of coffee, and find a way to win a baseball game. That's it. Your back's against the wall, but so are theirs.
We'll be back with you tomorrow as soon as the game goes final. We will be live with reaction, and hopefully we're talking about a Cubs 2-1 series win over the San Diego Padres so they can move on to face the Milwaukee Brewers right up the road. Kap, Guff, take a deep breath, everybody, and that includes me.
All right, we flushed this one. Craig, bring your A game, man. Bring your A game. Take that.